Hour?
Live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, maybe I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in, folks. Happy Friday. We've made it to the end of the week. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Nick Sainert with you, joined as always by Enrique Alvarez Clary. Hello, Rico.
What it is.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. It's going to be an exciting day. A lot of stuff going on today.
I hope it's an exciting day. I hope it's a great day.
I hope it's a great weekend.
Fantabulous day and a fantabulous day tomorrow. We'll see what happens.
It's going to be a lot of fun here. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We're going to start out with a nice little rant.
Nick's rants.
Because here's the deal. I am passionate about baseball.
What?
I have this umpire scorecard pulled up off of Twitter. And there's just a lot of interesting things going on. I want your thoughts, as always, all hour long. 464-5685, Honda Lincoln Hotline, Starter Heyman text line. Both those are open for you all hour long, as well as on the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube.
Look at our beautiful faces.
We can interact. We can have you guys interact in the show that way. We'll be all good to go. We'll throw your comment on the screen. We'll be all ready to go. I need to shout out Cubsker because he tweeted at us this morning on his way to Minnesota.
Minnesota!
Do you want to play the sounder?
I kind of do. Hold on.
All
I
right.
got to get to it.
Get to Happer and Schaefer up at the top.
Don't tell me how to live my life. I know what I'm doing.
Minnesota!
So there's that. So shout out to Cubsker. He was repping to the ticket all the way up in Minnesota. So we appreciate him. And we appreciate all you guys. Before we get rolling, I believe that we have a wrong text.
So you texted us. You didn't mean to. You can't take it back. Now we have to read it. Because you texted us. You texted us. Ooh, you texted us.
Scott on the Starter Heyman text line says, Octagon-shaped Mexican pizza heaven. I found them at the store once.
Or my mom did.
Octagon-shaped Mexican pizza heaven.
I'm interested, Scott. Can we have some octagon-shaped Mexican pizza?
Tell us more. But
why is it shaped like why isn't it just a circle? Why'd they have to cut? I feel like that cuts off more pizza. I feel like there's room for more pizza if you make it a circle. More crust, at least. And the crust is delicious.
Are you a crust guy?
I'm a big crust guy. Not like big stuffed crust, but like a thin
you don't
crust.
Like stuffed crust.
I like stuffed crust, but it's not my favorite. I'm more of a thin, crispy crust.
Ew.
Yeah, I like the crunch. It's delicious.
I'm not a crunchy guy. Like my toast, it can barely be toasted.
So you don't like you like bread? You just like hard bread?
Yeah.
Just leave your bread out for a while, and then it'll be hard.
Nah.
You don't need to toast it. You don't need
to waste. Toast is a quicker way.
You don't need to waste the toaster. Somebody else might want their bread actually toasted. Somebody might want toast, and you're out here just eating hard bread.
People are mad at us because they're called fiestadas, which I knew that I know what fiestadas are. But
don't yell at us for fiestadas.
I didn't make the connection that Octagon pizzas are fiestadas.
I actually didn't know what a fiestada was.
You didn't know what
fiestada was? What is a fiestada? Is it an octagon-shaped pizza?
It's the pizza that they have at school. It's the pizzas that you get normally on Fridays at school. It was fiestada day. They're fantastic.
I don't just like a square pizza, like a rectangle pizza.
It's not a square.
It's a rectangle.
It's not even a rectangle.
It's not an octagon.
I guess an octagon.
It's not an octagon.
It's not a circle.
The pizza that I got at school was not an octagon. It was not it was pizza.
It was the
What
rectangle.
Are you talking about? Yeah, it's a rectangle pizza. What is a fiestada?
Look up fiestada right now, Rico.
Fiesta. You guys are making stuff. Sounds like a car. Oh, what are you driving my Kia Fiestada?
You're thinking of a Fiat.
Fiestada pizza. Here we go. Fiesta. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, never got this either.
Man,
Never had a fiestada. We had the look right here. We had the rectangles. We had those.
Oh, ugh,
Those are delicious.
that looks like crappy pizza.
no, it was amazing.
Did that taste like cardboard?
Probably, but it was delicious at the time.
Mark wants to publicly correct everybody. He says, and I quote, I mean, they're hexagons. Everyone's wrong.
Okay.
Oh,
Tater, aren't
Tater
they
comes in.
hexagons?
Aren't they hexagons? You're right. Listen,
Someone's saying, "Come on, Rick." See, I never had that. We never had that at school. That looks disgusting.
yeah, fiestada.
Just
Nice.
give me a regular slice of pizza. Why are you trying to make my pizza into a weird shape that I don't need?
Rubber Duck from LinkedIn sent us a picture of a fiestada.
Yeah.
But in the Google search bar, he just put Octagon Pizza
Octagon Pizza.
and the
1,
fiestada.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not an octagon. That's a hexagon.
But still, Google
But it
knew.
did Google, yeah. Google knew, hey, you're dumb, but I'll get it for you.
How do you make a fiestada at home?
I don't know. But by cutting your pizza into
No, you can't. No, because a
hexagon?
fiestada is not a pizza. It's
What
a
is it?
different. I don't know what's different about it. It does not taste like a pizza, though, in my opinion.
It just looks like a sausage pizza with it. Yeah. What is going on here? Why are we talking about fiestadas? We were supposed to go on your rant.
Yeah, but now
What is going on here?
Now a lot of people have thoughts on fiestadas. Brian T.
Enchilada sauce.
Yes, that's right.
Why don't you just eat an enchilada? They're delicious.
Because this
don't eat a fiesta.
no.
Don't put
because
enchilada sauce on a pizza.
This is finger food. Not finger food.
You can eat an
You can eat
enchilada
it.
with your fingers. It'll just be very messy.
A lot of people are saying they're available at Russ's and Super Saver by the deli.
Well,
So,
I'm not going to buy one.
Maybe we need to make.
Make a fiestada run. I'm not going to eat it.
Are
Give
you,
me an
you're
enchilada.
out, you're out on fiestadas.
Yeah, give me an enchilada. Don't give me a fiestada.
I think they're delicious.
So does Mr. Unbelievable, but he says fiestas are yummy. Fiestas are great, depending on the food, I guess.
Not
they
sure,
are pretty
not
yummy.
sure if they're yummy.
I don't know if you can eat an entire fiesta, but yeah, sure.
We're having a lot of people talk about their nutrition standards at their high schools.
Yeah, Bellevue West did have a higher nutritional standard, and our academics were fantastic, Ben.
Mr. Unlimited, taste it, Rico, and say you don't like it.
I will.
You just said you wouldn't. You said I won't eat them.
I won't eat it. That's why I'll tell you that I'll taste it and that I don't like it, because I won't eat it, so I don't like it.
Oh, okay. That's it. I'm going to Walmart and buying the whole station fiestadas.
Do it, unnamed texter.
Do it. And
Bring it in and watch me throw it up, because it's going to be gross.
It is phenomenal. I
Yeah,
cannot
whatever.
believe that makes me sad.
No, I'm going to continue hating other unnamed texter. I don't need to eat a fiestada. I will eat a regular enchilada. If you're going to give me a pizza with enchilada sauce, I'll eat a regular enchilada and I'll be fine. Because guess what? It's the same thing. It's tortilla, which is the little bit of bread that you got on your little fake pizza. I've got cheese on there and I've got meat in there, and then I've got the enchilada sauce. I don't need your fake pizza in your
it's
hexagon.
not. We're not trying to make a fake
Your
pizza.
hexagon shaped pizza. Hexagon.
We're not trying to make a fake pizza. These are two.
It's a fake pizza.
completely different categories. It's an enchilada in pizza form
It's unnecessary.
named fiestada.
Unnecessary. You don't need to change things up. I feel like I'm turning into Happer right now. Just eat it the way it's supposed to. Just eat an enchilada the way that an enchilada is supposed to be.
It's
Don't
not an
don't
enchilada.
turn
It's a
an enchilada-
fiestada.
Don't turn an enchilada into a pizza. It's unnecessary.
Rachel, if you're listening, please make a fiestada for your husband.
Ben, I'm not reading that sentence because somebody that can be taken out of context real quick.
Sports out of context, or out of context would get you real quick on Twitter.
Spicy fiestada, octagon, hexagon, pizza, enchilada challenge.
I'm in.
Let's do it, Angry in Colorado.
Okay, Ben has a very good point. All Mexican food is just the same ingredients.
That's wrong, but sure.
How is that wrong?
There's many different ingredients to Mexican food, just like there's many different types of Mexican foods. I will defend this to my grave, and I'm not even Mexican.
Rico can eat the fiestada and Nick can eat burnt toast. Never. I will never eat burnt toast.
Saying that Mexican food is just the same couple ingredients is like saying American food is just grease. Just grease. It's just something covered in grease. Just deep fried everything. Come on, don't be like that.
That is kind of what.
Don't be like
how
that.
people handle their business. Whatever you say. Wow, that's not how I was expecting to start this.
Your fiestadas are gross. Deal with it.
You
Go
don't
on
even
your-
know
go
what
on
they
your-
taste like.
Go on your baseball rant.
You don't even know what they taste
Go
like.
on your baseball rant. I'm done talking about fake enchiladas.
we can get back to fake enchiladas.
Enchilada
later.
pizza.
Ben says these are the Mexican ingredients: vegetables. Oh my gosh, we just got to dump
Vegetables, tortilla, meat, and cheese. No, that's Taco Bell. That's not Mexican food. I'm sorry that's your only Mexican food experience.
Hey, don't knock Taco Bell.
I love Taco Bell.
They just came out with a cheesy gordita crunch combo.
No, bro, I love Taco Bell, but that's just not Ben. You're just wrong.
This is wild. Ben's from Lexington. He knows Mexican food.
I'm from South Omaha. I think I know Mexican food also. I'm also Puerto Rican.
Ben,
I know Latino food, Hispanic food. Come at me, bro.
Okay, do you eat corn dogs? Those
Yes,
are
I eat
fake
corn dogs.
They're fake hot dogs. They're hot dogs in a different form.
Yeah, but I don't claim to have. I don't claim all of that. It's fine. A corn dog is not a hot dog.
What if you put enchilada on a stick?
That'd just be an enchilada on a stick.
You would eat it.
Yeah,
but you're changing up the form.
Not really. You're just putting it on a stick.
Somebody says it's an open-faced enchilada.
No, don't agree with it.
That's wild. Interesting. Okay.
I guess a corn dog is a fake hot dog. I'm still gonna eat it. Corn dogs are delicious, but I'm not eating your fake enchilada.
Brian T, if your wife makes that good of enchiladas, share.
Yeah, Brian T. We like enchiladas at this station.
We also like fiestadas.
We do like fiestas.
And you can eat a fiesta, we found out earlier.
Apparently.
Okay. Let's go ahead and
what is the nutritional value of a fiesta? How many calories is in a fiesta? You got to be careful.
No, it's good.
You got to be careful with your carbs and your all that intake.
All the macros
with your workouts.
Yes. All right. Let's talk about baseball. We have about 10 minutes left in this segment. 464-5685. What was your thoughts about the game last night? If you're a Dodgers fan, then you're happy. If you're just a baseball fan in general, I don't know if you're not necessarily happy, because I'm looking at the umpire scorecards for the home plate umpire. And you guys know this about me by now. I'm not a fan of either of these teams. So it is what it is. The overall run favor. This takes in every call from home plate, every appeal, every check swing appeal, which is how the game ended. This takes in all of that into account. Los Angeles, the Dodgers, had a 0.68 overall run favor. They won by 1. Here's the interesting part.
What's the interesting part?
Okay, here we go. I lost it for a moment. So, on borderline strike calls, the Dodgers got 7 out of 8 balls called strikes. The Giants, 1 out of 9. So there's that first part. Looking more specifically to just the final call. Here's my whole thoughts. Here are my thoughts. You cannot end the game at any level. High school, college, professional, on a check swing appeal. You cannot, the umpire.
I mean, you can. Because they did.
You cannot take, the umpire basically took the bat out of Wilmer Flores' hands and said, I'm going to decide this game. You don't get to. If you're going to have replay, why wouldn't you make, I understand that the balls and strikes aren't reviewable. Excuse me. I understand the balls and strikes aren't reviewable. And I'm not necessarily saying that we need to go to robot umpires, because, and here's where it's a fine line, because I am against robot umpires because it takes that human element out of the game. But it's the exact same thing, saying that you can keep the human element in the game without taking the bat out of the athlete's hands.
Okay.
Without interfering with the game.
You can keep the human element in it while also implementing technology. I brought this up on Happer and Schaefer. I think, that call isn't reviewable, and you don't need to, institute replay or anything. I mean, you probably should in that instance, but at least for something like that, there should be some type of, how they have the K zone and everything. There should be some type of camera or some type of robot that decides on that. And Happer was telling me there's many different instances for check swings that they're looking at. It's not just, did he swing or not? But in that instance, taking into account the where you're at in the game and the magnitude of the game, if he didn't break the plane of home plate, you should be able to maybe go back and review that, or have some type of robot or camera angle that can look at that and overrule the first base umpire, the home plate umpire, like, hey, you said he swung, he didn't swing here.
It's a massive game. And the optics of it were incredibly high, because you have two teams. One had 107 wins in the regular season, one had 106. When you count postseason, they had 109 total each coming into the game. And I'm not saying that the outcome of the game would have changed. I'm not trying to sit here and tell you that Wilmer Flores was going to hit a home run.
I mean, he's probably still out after that.
He's probably still
facing Max Scherzer. He's probably still out.
But the way that it ended, you cannot be happy and say that that's the best way from a rule standpoint that game should have ended.
Yeah,
I think that's fair to say.
I can agree with that. It's just a hard way for, as a fan, honestly, like even as a Dodger fan, like not me personally, but if you're a Dodger fan, like you kind of feel great that your team is moving on to the NLCS, but you kind of feel weird, like you would have liked to see the guy actually swing the ball or swing the bat and either put it in play or actually swing it and strike out, as opposed to the umpire making the final call to end the game.
A definitive outcome.
Yes.
Not one that's questionable and that's relative to and opinionated. Because at the end of the day, looking obviously at replay, it did not look like Wilmer Flores went around.
No.
And you can,
I mean, you've got that camera angle right on, the home plate, looking straight at the batter, and his bat did not break the plane of home plate. Like when you look at other check swings and some of them are close and they're like right on the line, those ones I completely understand, but his was far enough back where it's pretty definitive that he did not swing the bat.
Well, and a lot of times you'll see when you're talking about intent or I guess committing yourself to a swing, a lot of the times when you see and guys break the plane, a lot of their body movement goes forward, because they have to make a split-second decision when and you'll see their wrists kind of turn over a little bit if possible sometimes. And you didn't see any of that with Wilmer Flores. And so that's where it was just frustrating to see a game, once again, of that magnitude in the postseason against two of the top teams in baseball. Many people heading into the postseason thought the Giants were the top team in the whole entire postseason because of the regular season that they had. They had a 24-year-old, their youngest pitcher since Madison Bumgarner, starting for San Francisco. Everything was shaping up to have a successful postseason for the Giants. And I really think that they're probably the biggest test for the Dodgers this postseason. Like looking at the rest of the postseason field, you don't expect the Dodgers to really have as much trouble against the Braves. Looking ahead, whether it's the Red Sox or the Astros, the Astros poise probably the biggest threat. But you look at this and say, man, you really wish that a game of that magnitude against two of the teams like that, with the optics, with the rivalry, that is the bad blood that's already there between the two clubs, you hate to see a game end like that on a judgment call.
Just wish it would have ended better. It was kind of anticlimactic for the build up and, as you said, the rivalry and everything, just to end on a checked swing call by the first base kind of anticlimactic way to end that. And I think that's really where people are most upset. I mean, people are very upset about, the check swing and it was called a strike, whatever, even though it wasn't a swing. But I think for the most part, it's just the gravity of the situation, the fact that you had two 100-win teams facing off each other in winner-take-all game, and it wasn't a championship series. It was the divisional series, and you had all the games were fantastic games played, and you had an ace on the mound getting his first save ever. You had a guy on first. There was still dramatics going on, and just to have it end with the first base umpire
with a judgment call
deciding, I think he swung. That's just kind of anticlimactic. I think that's why most people are upset. And you just want more in that situation with the gravity of that. You just want more drama or just something definitive to end that game.
I just think it's just everybody, and this is without being said, everybody just wants a definitive call to end a game. That's the whole point of this. And Ben says this on the text line. I have to shout out Ben. He keeps me honest all day throughout one-on-one and old school. So shout out Ben. He says, what if it's a full count and the bases are loaded and he calls a ball, or he says he doesn't swing? Is the ump still deciding the game? And that's kind of where you go back to what Rico was saying with, if at that point, if there's going to be replay implemented at some point in the game, whether it's regular season or postseason, that's one of those calls that you can get it right. And it seems like a lot of people, especially after last night, the reaction that I've gotten from talking to some people, and like I said, I'm not necessarily on the robot side of things, but there is a way that you can implement stuff to make sure you get the call correct and keep the human element.
And Ben, in that situation, I'll probably have the same stance. You know, you don't want the game to end on something like, you don't want the game to end on a walk.
Yeah.
You want the game to end on either the ball making contact or a guy swinging and swinging at a good pitch and missing it. You want the game to end by the players making the decision on the field, by something actually happening between the players and not between the umpires, making that decision on what's going to happen. So it's just, like I said, it's just something that you don't want, an anticlimactic ending to a game with such greatness going into it.
Yeah, a magnitude of that level. And so it just would have been nice to allow that game to end with a definitive call. And I understand, like, that's the thing, is with the human element of umpires in the game, you're going to have the adrenaline rushing of an umpire, and with the fans and the crowd, and once again the magnitude that affects the umpires as well. So I get that. However, it just would have been nice to see that the game didn't end from a guy that's sitting 100 feet down from home plate and he makes the game-ending call. That's all I was saying to that. And I feel like there's ways going forward, because you can't change what happened. You going forward. It's now that an instance happened when you have this conversation, that you can change it, and you can change it for the better, or at least try something new. Because
and then we can all hate it, and then we can move past it.
Yes, exactly.
That's all we want. I want change that I can hate and then move past.
Yeah,
that's what
totally
baseball
agree.
is all about.
Let's see. I haven't been able to read this one. All right, here we go. Andy says this, and then we'll take a break. Baseball is a pure sport. I don't want to see replay invade it like it has in football, like it did in the Michigan game last Saturday. Human error is a bummer, but it also is what brings great drama and entertainment to the game. Good point. Exactly. I agree 100%. And that's why I don't want to go with, that's why even the K zones that are on TV and stuff that you see, I hate that. I really do, because it takes away from, it gives people the ability to criticize and judge every single ball and strike call from the home plate umpire. I don't like that necessarily, because then, and I understand that I was just saying how the umpire missed a ton of calls and everything, but it's because we have that technology now that we can look at that and something that we can fall back on. But like we've said, I don't want to lose the human element of baseball, but there are ways that they do have replay in the game. They do have replay involved in MLB baseball, to where if they're not going to use it in the biggest moments to get the call right, and you're going to leave it up to the decision and the judgment of a guy standing 100 feet away, then that's where I kind of have a problem.
Baseball can remain pure in your eyes and still instill technology that would help the game move along and bring in a new audience, which is what baseball is currently struggling with.
They're trying.
Bringing in a new audience because of how reluctant they are to move forward with technology. The younger audience is falling away from baseball and moving towards other sports. So you can keep the pureness of your sport while also implementing technology and moving forward.
Yeah, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. All right, let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll dive into Nebraska, Minnesota, talk about PJ Fleck, get you ready for Saturday, get hyped up. All up next on the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your KFXL Fox Nebraska weather, expecting mostly sunny skies for our Friday with a low right around 61. Clear skies into Friday night and cold temperatures, low right around 35. We'll see warmer conditions into Saturday, high of 67 with plenty of sunshine. I'm meteorologist Regina Bird for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join. I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture. It helped me get my job, helped me pay for my house.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is your go-to service call in Lincoln and Southeast Nebraska for expertise, convenience, and reliability. As your home and business needs expand, so do the services Action can deliver. Now positioned as Southeast Nebraska's premier installer of charging stations for electronic vehicles, they're always committed to a job done right. Give them a call or visit their website at actionlincoln.com. Action, your proud sponsor of the Ticket Postgame Show.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Welcome back, Husker fans. Eustace Body Shop is happy to welcome the best fans in college football back to Lincoln. With gold-class certified service, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop can call the right place to keep you in the game. Whether it's in Lincoln at 88th and Highway 2 or at any of our other 5 locations across Nebraska, Eustace Body Shop can help get you back on the road. Go Big Red.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In Class A softball, Lincoln Southwest and Lincoln East are still competing for the championship. Number 2, Lincoln Southwest will advance to the championship after beating number 1 Gretna handedly, 8-0. Senior Bailey Selvage was efficient on the mound for Southwest. She threw 79 pitches in the match, with 50 of them being strikes. Number 3, Lincoln East took down number 5 Papillion La Vista 5-4. East will play Gretna on Friday morning to advance for the championship game. In cross country, all 31 Class A teams met at Pioneers Park here in Lincoln on Thursday. Gabe Hendricks of Elkhorn South would finish first with a time of 15 minutes 39 seconds. The fastest runner for the girls was Ellie Dahl from Fremont with a time of 18 minutes and 30 seconds. Mia Murray from Lincoln East and Brianna Wren from Southwest would win their groups. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
Dancing at weddings, walking the dog, playing with grandchildren. These are the small moments that make life great. They're also the moments that chronic pain steals from us. Don't let chronic pain stop you or a loved one from living life. At MD Pain, we wrote the book on effective, ethical pain management. We offer the most up-to-date treatments from Nebraska's leading physicians. Don't let pain stand in your way. Call MD Pain.
The workday is long, the bills are due, and sometimes you just need to relax. There's no better way to do that than in your brand new hot spring spa from Bonsall Pool and Spa. With hot tubs as low as $75 per month and interest-free financing, you're sure to find the perfect spa to fit your lifestyle. So get over to Bonsall Pool and Spa today and check out their selection of hot spring spas. Bonsall Pool and Spa, 33rd and Highway 2. Every day made better.
There comes a time when a team has to dig down deep and find out what it's made of. For the Denver Broncos, that time is now. Sunday, it's gut check time when the Broncos face the Raiders on the KOA Broncos Radio Network.
Now back to the happy hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, back here on the happy hour, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Nick and Rico with you. Good stuff there. Last segment. Was not expecting to talk about Fiestadas, but it works. But then I'm glad that a lot of reaction on the text line, 464-5685 Honda Lincoln Hotline, Starter Heyman text line, and the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream. Both those, all those open for you for the rest of the show.
Send us your comments, concerns, thoughts.
Yes. Okay, I do want to mention this. I don't know. There was some questions about it leading up to this afternoon. You may have heard the story. Eric Shenander's father, Gene, passed away in a car accident last night. Parker Gabriel of the Lincoln Journal-Star reported earlier today, Shenander will still go to Minnesota and coach for Nebraska. So our thoughts are with Shenander and his family. I believe he was 69 years old. So tragically died in a car accident last night. But Shenander still goes to Minnesota. All right. Kickoff is 11 a.m. tomorrow. What are we thinking? How are we feeling? Let us know your thoughts. We'll get to all of them, if not most of them. This is Minnesota's biggest game as well. They have 2 weeks of prep coming into this one. PJ Fleck, pretty annoying coach, right? Nebraska, where does Minnesota rank on your level of hate for Big Ten teams?
Big Ten hate-o-meter.
But then let's talk about some final concerns. How are we feeling about the offensive line?
I feel pretty good about it, actually. Bryce Benhart, after he got benched, he came into that game to replace oh my goodness. Now I'm just Prohaska. They moved Corcoran back to left tackle. They put Benhart out to right tackle, and he did pretty well. I think Pro Football Focus had him rating as the highest lineman in run blocking in that game. So he did really well when he came back into the game. Let's just hope that him getting benched lit a fire under him, and it leads him to playing his best football that he's been playing since he's been in Nebraska. So I'm not actually that concerned about the offensive line because Turner Corcoran is playing pretty well. He was playing on the left side of the line earlier this year. He kind of struggled, but now that he has a new guard next to him, and Newelli, you've seen in the games how tough he plays, how hard-nosed he plays. So I think having him to his right will help Corcoran a little bit on that left side, and Benhart has the experience on the right side, albeit not the greatest time to start the season. But like I said, when he got benched, he came back into the game to replace Prohaska and played really well. He graded really high. So hopefully that can carry over to this Minnesota game, and he can use that benching as an opportunity to get better.
And you hit the nail right on the head there, Rico. It makes you feel better knowing that it's a guy that has a significant amount of experience. Going back to the beginning of the season, he was the guy. He was one of those guys on the offensive line that we all felt pretty good about heading into the season.
He played last year too.
Yeah. Like he's one of those guys that we all kind of felt good about heading into the season. And then we've seen it work for other guys at other positions where they've been benched. Adrian Martinez being one of them. And it's worked out in a positive way. So maybe you kind of hope for the best and you're not too concerned about the offensive line because it just goes back to what business was the first couple weeks of the season. So
the offense in general, the main concern would be that offensive line. You don't really have any concerns. Well, you have no concerns about quarterback. Adrian Martinez is there. He's going to do his thing. Running back, you've seen Ramir Johnson for the past couple of games.
You don't know what you're going to get necessarily, but you know who's there.
Yeah, Ramir Johnson's shown you for the last couple of games. He's flashed some really good potential. Wide receiver, you've got a deep wide receiver room, and everybody gives you something a little bit different. So just depends on who's in the game and what's going to happen. The tight ends are great if they get more touches. You saw what happened Austin Allen with the long touchdown catch. So like you said, offensively, it's really just, can the offensive line open up holes for Ramir and whoever the second running back is, whoever they decide to trot out there, and can they hold up their end of the bargain and keep Martinez's jersey clean?
That'll be interesting because obviously Yant had the mistake where Frost pulled him last week and it was all Ramir Johnson on Saturday. It'll be interesting if they trot Yant back out there, how he's done in practice. Maybe Marquise Stepp comes back. Maybe it's Sevion Morrison again. But guess what? Once again, we'll find out Saturday.
The running back room is a big question mark after Ramir Johnson still.
Absolutely. All right, I want to go back to what we were kind of talking about a week ago and how the conversation shifted. So think about a week ago today, we were talking about how if Nebraska can beat Michigan and even if Iowa loses to Penn State, then Nebraska has themselves in the conversation for the Big Ten West. That's not there anymore, sadly.
It is gone.
So now the
Unless
conversation...
Penn State mysteriously loses like 2 or 3 games.
Iowa.
Yeah.
Iowa. But now that conversation shifted to strictly a bowl game. That's what the goal is, and that's kind of been the goal all season. But then it was, okay, maybe this Nebraska team is a little bit better, even though the record doesn't indicate it. Maybe it's a little bit better to where they can do more than we expected. But now it's bowl game. So with that in mind, this is a game that you have to win if you're Nebraska. For a couple reasons. We talked about it before, and I'll say it again. If you're that's the first time listening to the Happy Hour this week, this is a game that you have to win. Just win in general. We'll just have it that way. If you want to prove that your program's turning a corner, if you want to be a program that's separating themselves from the rest of the pack in the Big Ten West, and you want to put your name and your program in that top tier of the Big Ten West, not even just the Big Ten Conference, but the Big Ten West,
second tier.
Especially since this is a down year for the Big Ten West.
I looked at the Big Ten West standings for the first time yesterday, and it's not pretty. It does not look good after Iowa. It's a hodgepodge of mediocre teams and bad teams, and it's not a pretty sight.
It's a mess.
If you can separate yourself from the rest of the Big Ten West, sans Iowa, you're looking okay.
Yeah. And these are 2 extremely winnable games the next 2 weeks for Nebraska. And they make a good point on the text line here, 464-5685. This game will define Coach Frost's ability to coach because of the situation. This team has been punched in the stomach several times this year. You have to say that despite the outcomes of the previous games not falling in Nebraska's way, the way that the team has responded has been encouraging. But once again, you're not winning. And that is the end-all, be-all at some point. In year 4, that is the end-all, be-all.
But like you said, it's encouraging to see how they respond after the losses, because if you would have taken this team year 1, 2, and even last year, and they were to go to Norman and they were to lose close, the next game against Michigan State, they would have got blown out.
Or
if they would have gone to Michigan State and played close and barely lost the game, they would have played Northwestern close as well. It's just the way that this team has responded to these close losses has been much improved from the first couple of seasons with Scott Frost, which is something that you really, what people were begging to see was this team, how they respond after losses.
Just compete.
And you've seen after a loss, they've stepped up their game, and they've played even harder. They're not coming away with the wins just yet, but they're still playing hard despite losing close games, getting their hearts ripped out and everything. And even after a big win against Northwestern before, first 3 years, you get a big win, you follow up the next one with a stinker. They got a big win. They followed up the next game with a really, really close game against a top 10 opponent. So the way that this team has been responding to everything, wins and losses this season, has been encouraging.
And yes, we get this off the text side. What a great year 4 goal. You're absolutely right. If nobody wanted to envision that the goal at the end of year 4 would be a bowl game, but that's where we're at, unfortunately. And I just want to go back and reiterate this. Nebraska needs to win against Minnesota, because when you talk about the path to a bowl game getting extremely murky, if Nebraska isn't able to take care of business against Minnesota, it is
your last 4.
It is a very dark road ahead, because it's Purdue, it's Ohio State at Wisconsin, Iowa at home. It's a very, very dark road. And even though Nebraska's responded well to whatever the situation has been, whether it's been a close loss, a blowout, or a marginal win, you still, as a Husker fan, knowing what and seeing what you've seen in recent years, there's still that thought that creeps in the back of your mind that it's, oh no, what if Nebraska doesn't come out against Purdue and take care of business? Or, oh no, Nebraska, we've seen the way they've played on the road under Scott Frost. They're winless on the road. or against winless on the road this season. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
What if they don't take care of business against Wisconsin, a Wisconsin team that is not very
This is
good?
the best year to get Wisconsin.
Yes.
Far and away, easily the best year to get Wisconsin.
Absolutely.
If you are going to win a game against Wisconsin and break that rut, it is this year with their decent defense and their inept offense.
And I would argue that if Nebraska isn't able to take care of business on Saturday against Minnesota, there could be a worse feeling in the stands and in the fan base than it was after Illinois.
Sitting on a Minnesota loss for 2 weeks is going to mentally destroy a lot of people. I don't know the way the football team has responded. I think they will be fine. They will be okay after the loss. It'll sting a lot more than maybe some of the other losses because you have to sit on it for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But the fan base will be mentally distraught if they have to sit on losing to Minnesota for 2 weeks before facing Purdue.
Well, and you can categorize it and kind of put it in the same lane as it was with Illinois. After Nebraska's lost to Illinois, it was, well, where are we at now? Because looking to the following game, you have Fordham. And you're not going to get a whole lot from Fordham. We all kind of agreed on that universally. Well, now you're sitting here and saying if Nebraska can't take care of business on Saturday, you have to sit on it for 2 weeks. And then you look forward and you say, okay, you have Purdue, which is in a very similar position as Minnesota or even Illinois, or is probably a little bit better than Northwestern. So you're looking at this and seeing that this is a game that Nebraska has to win.
Yes.
They have to.
Yes.
Because it will be a tough 3 weeks to be a Husker fan. It'll be a tough 3 weeks. 2 weeks. We'll do a smaller
2
size.
weeks.
2 weeks to sit on a Minnesota loss that, once again, just having the way that Nebraska's played is probably going to be one of those that you feel like you should have had. Because going into this Saturday, you feel like Nebraska should take care of business easily. Mm-hmm. Nebraska, on paper, is a much better team than Minnesota. And you feel like you feel pretty good about where the team and how the team is playing right now. Despite, once again, them not winning. And at some point, that's the end all be all. And at some point, you have to be, you cannot accept 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just where we're at. Now, with all that being said, I do expect Nebraska to go in and win easily.
Oh yeah. I don't expect this game to be close.
Yeah, I agree as well. I would love the dream scenario is that by the end of the third quarter, Adrian Martinez is out because Nebraska's up big, and it's Logan Smothers.
Mm-hmm.
That's the dream scenario. And Nebraska doesn't have to hold on to their seat or whatever the phrase is.
They're not sitting on the edge of their seat.
Thank you.
They're not biting their nails.
With 2 minutes left in the game saying, all right, we need one stop from our defense, and then we got to go down and score a field goal.
Their heart is not pounding in their chest. They're sitting back, they're relaxed, and
Yes.
they're getting some new play calls in there with some new people. That is what you want from this Minnesota game. Granted, look, Minnesota is not a terrible team. Minnesota is better than Northwestern. They are clearly better than Northwestern, but you want to be able to be up a couple of scores on this Minnesota squad. And I don't know about entering the fourth quarter by putting in your backups, but maybe about halfway through or a couple minutes into the fourth quarter, you're like, okay, we're up enough. We can play some backups right now.
Yeah, I agree with you there. All right, let's go ahead and take our final timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap up Friday's show. We'll get to your text because there's quite a bit of reaction on the text line, 464-5685. Send in your predictions. We'll get to everything. We'll wrap up for the week next.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There comes a time when a team has to dig down deep and find out what it's made of. For the Denver Broncos, that time is now. Sunday, it's gut check time when the Broncos face the Raiders on the KOA Broncos Radio Network.
Workday is long, the bills are due, and sometimes you just need to relax. There's no better way to do that than in your brand new hot spring spa from Bonsall Pool & Spa. With hot tubs as low as $75 per month and interest-free financing, you're sure to find the perfect spa to fit your lifestyle. So get over to Bonsall Pool and Spa today and check out their selection of hot spring spas. Bonsall Pool and Spa, 33rd and Highway 2. Every day made better.
Dancing at weddings, walking the dog, playing with grandchildren. These are the small moments that make life great. They're also the moments that chronic pain steals from us. Don't let chronic pain stop you or a loved one from living life. At MD Pain, we wrote the book on effective, ethical pain management. We offer the most up-to-date treatments from Nebraska's leading physicians. Don't let pain stand in your way. Call MD Pain.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your KFXL Fox, Nebraska weather. Expecting mostly sunny skies for our Friday with a low right around 61. Clear skies into Friday night and cold temperatures, low right around 35. We'll see warmer conditions into Saturday, high of 67 with plenty of sunshine. I'm meteorologist Regina Bird for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com. Prost, beer drinkers, and get ready for the best Oktoberfest party in the city at Kincaid Brewing Company in the Haymarket this Saturday, October 16th. Stop by anytime from noon to 10 p.m. Admission is free, and there will be live music going the entire time. Cornhole begins at 1 o'clock, and Stein Stamina goes from 2 to 6 p.m. Buy a beer Stein for $20, and you'll get your first fill free. Plus, a German Oktoberfest-inspired menu made from Grata will be available for food throughout. It's Oktoberfest from noon to 10 p.m. on Saturday at Kincaid Brewing Company in the Haymarket.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsterats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Welcome back, Husker fans. Eustis Body Shop is happy to welcome the best fans in college football back to Lincoln. With Gold Class certified service, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustis Body Shop can call the right plays to keep you in the game. Whether it's in Lincoln at 88th and Highway 2 or at any of our other 5 locations across Nebraska, Eustis Body Shop can help get you back on the road. Go Big Red.
The most recommended Eustis Body Shop. That's who we are.
The worst of times can bring out the best in each of us. Doctors, nurses, and frontline workers have labored selflessly to keep us safe during the health crisis of our lifetime. How do we thank these heroes? It's simple. Get your COVID vaccine so we can end this pandemic. Variants are on the rise, and we don't want to put these heroes through another health crisis. They have given their all. Now it's up to you. Please do your part. For you, for them, for us.
This message sponsored by the Helmsley Charitable Trust, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to the happy hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
One final time here this week on the happy hour. I want to throw a little plug in here. Make sure you're listening around 7 p.m. tonight. We'll have Pius Norris, high school football tonight, an old Class B rivalry.
Oh, who's going to be calling that game?
Yours truly.
Wow.
So I was also.
How do we have a Pius alum calling a Pius game?
Let's talk about that for a second because I want to say this publicly. No, there's not a huge connection with the Pius football program. Never played Pius football. No,
okay.
There's some other stuff.
Whatever you
there.
say.
So, all right, let's talk about this real quick. Fat Phil on the text line says, "Do you think that quote, have to win mentality is just going to add more pressure to a team that has proven to be mentally fragile in the past. Here's what I'll say this. With that added pressure, I don't worry about it with the defensive side of the ball. So I don't worry about the added pressure with the defense because they have showed that they want pressure. They want to be the group. They've shown, and they've shown the ability to be the group that wants everybody to lean on. Mm-hmm. They want to be that type of group. So I don't necessarily worry about that with the defense. Is there a little bit of worry there with the offense? Yes, because the offense hasn't been the best this season. They're starting to turn it around a little bit. And when I say the offense hasn't been the best, between the 20-yard lines of each side of the field, Nebraska's offense has been pretty good.
From 20 to 20.
But from 20 to goal line, that's where they kind of run into a problem.
I'm on the same boat with you as on the defensive side of the ball. They thrive on the pressure. They'll be just fine there. Mm-hmm. Plus, Minnesota's offense is they lost 2 running backs. They don't know what they're going to get out of the running back, and Tanner Morgan is only completing around 50% of his passes. So have fun with that.
Yeah.
Offensively, I think the pressure is kind of good for them because until the end of the game, pressure not great. But the pressure coming out of halftime against Michigan, where you hadn't put up any points, they dropped 22 points in the third quarter. So I think if you pressure them early in the game, hopefully they start fast and can just build upon that like they did against Northwestern. I'm not saying they're going to score 56 points against Minnesota, but if they can score upwards of 28-plus points, I think they have I know they will win the game.
Yeah, start fast. Something that everybody points to, right? Start fast. So somebody asked, I thought Pius was Class A. Pius is Class A, old Class B rivalry, because they were both in Class B. They used to be rivals. They're rivals in other sports as well. So it'll be good to see. Claytonia John asks, Nick, do you think you could take Rico in the Octagon?
No.
Yes.
No.
I feel like I could put up a fight.
No.
Okay, let's get our predictions out of the way here, Rico. I'm not going to be a part of the pregame show. I'll be postgame. So
I will be pregame.
Yes.
But I can give you my prediction now anyways. I don't care.
What's your prediction?
On Happer and Schaefer, I said like 32 to 7. I think I'm going to up that a little bit. I think I'm going to go 35-7.
Okay, I'm going to say 34-14. Nebraska gets a 20-point victory over Minnesota.
I'm telling you, man, the defense gives up a touchdown, then they adjust really well.
Yeah, that is all for today and the week. Appreciate you guys tuning in. One-on-one with DP is next. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Adios.
Experience an increased body fat, low sex drive, lack of energy, or general fatigue? Vitalize